I'm Andrew Wasson from CreativeGuitarStudio.com. So maybe you only know a few triads, or maybe you don't know any, but you want to know all the important triads in more than one area across the whole guitar neck. Well, you're in luck, because I know a thing or two about playing triads, and even better, I know how to make triads happen for you. And I'm not going to need a lot of your time, I'm just going to need your consistency. In this lesson, we'll cover a simple two-part major triad exercise that's easy enough for you to do every day until the patterns become fully memorized. Now, after this, join me for the second half of the lesson over on my Patreon page, where I'm going to change the chord quality of the triad exercise and show you how to take the examples over to minor. Also, I've included a demo riff on the Patreon lesson that uses the triad patterns in one of the most popular music styles out there that uses triads. But first, before we get started, a quick word about my Handouts Collection ebook offer. Do you want an amazing guitar book that's perfect for any guitarist at any level? Well, here's how to get yourself a copy of the Creative Guitar Studio Handouts Collection ebook. It's easy to do with any donation of $5 or more made on the CreativeGuitarStudio.com website. You'll instantly receive a copy of this 100-page guitar lesson ebook. It's jam-packed full of chords, scales, arpeggios, music theory, and technique drills. Join the thousands of guitar players who've already received their copy of this amazing lesson book. Just head to CreativeGuitarStudio.com/donations to donate and download your copy today. Triads are three-note chord patterns, and although they're used in many different ways, one of the best methods to learn about triads is to start practicing them as just three-note patterns. You can do it all across the neck. So in this lesson, we're going to practice triads as three string groups. The string groups will isolate major triads here on the YouTube lesson, and then later we're going to convert these triads to minor tonality over in the part 2 lesson for you on my Patreon. Now you can reach Patreon by going to patreon.com/Creative Guitar Studio and signing up there. Now let's get into the first part of this exercise, which is all dedicated to the triad chords themselves. Here we go on the first set. Playing them through there on the top 3 strings, we have our first G triad into a C major, the 4 chord of the key, and then the 5 chord D major, and then just coming back. So to get to know the shapes, memorize them first, by checking out the fingering pattern, setting it up on the neck and understanding how it feels as a grip under your fingertips, and then turn on a metronome or some kind of count, maybe even a drum machine, and just play them in time and do spill through all the shapes and you make sure they feel really comfortable. Now, the next part of the exercise is just going to move those shapes to a new area of the guitar. We were dealing with the top 3 strings right there, but the next shapes are going to be up here in 4th to 2nd strings, covering the same chord types again, but you notice how much warmer it's become now. The strings are thicker and we have less scale length along the span of the guitar strings, so we get a little bit warmer sound. The first shape is set up in the 7th position. We move up to 8th position for the C chord and then just drop down to 7th again to get this D as a bar, and then we're back to where we started from. Notice how it goes in a rotation, the 1 chord of G, the 4 chord of C, the 5 chord of D, and then back. So that's the exercise. Now you can imagine we're going to do this one more time. With the next exercise though, we're going to get a little bit lower string sets. Obviously this is going to get really warm sounding now. So again, it's still the same chord types. G major, set up in that 4th position area, 5th string to the 3rd, and then we've got a C major in the 5th position there, same string sets, and of course over here in the 2nd position it's a bit of a reach. We got that set up in the 2nd fret position for a D major, and then we come back. Now, the thing about doing low voicings like this is a lot of times when you play them, you'll break them apart with sort of an arpeggiated breakdown like this. So a lot of times you'll just kind of use it as a broken chord theory, but you could, there's a way, that maybe in some layering if you're doing some recording or something like that, where you could actually have them played as chords. And something else to think about too, when you're going through these shapes, you can take this chord layout and relocate everything to the lowest 3 strings in the 9th position. It's basically going to be the exact same shapes once again, but you can tell now it's getting really bassy and almost like, blurry sounding. So a lot of times we're not doing a lot of work off those low strings like that. Again, if you did it though, you might want to sort of break it apart and give it sort of a, an arpeggiated sense. So another thing I should mention too about this first part, going through these shapes like this with you, there are inversion processes to this, so you do want to spend a little bit of time looking at each note and understanding where the root, third, and fifth are for each one of these chords. Like for instance, if you were on a G chord, you'd have a G for the root, the third would be a B, the D would be the fifth, and every one of these chords is going to operate like that. Now that kind of brings us to our second part of the exercise though. After you've kind of, spilled all these chords out and done the 1-4-5 progression in the major, voicings like we just did, the next thing I want you to do is think about a little triad arpeggio wrap-up statement. I like doing this stuff with students because I find it kind of helps them get the tones a little clearer of what the actual tones are for each of the chords. Let me demonstrate what this little wrap-up statement sounds like. Play it again for you. So it's a very simple little statement, just walking through the G chord as an arpeggio, root, third, and fifth, so G, B, D, into the C chord next, so C, E, G, and then finally the D chord in the key of G, so we've got D, F sharp, and A, taking us back up an octave here to another G note located at 5th fret, 4th string. So all together, the entire exercise goes like this. And that's it. So you could tell, once you get the basics of it down, you'd probably take you like a minute or less. I don't even know what that took me, maybe 35, 40 seconds. It doesn't take a lot of time to do this exercise, but the two parts of it help you learn all the triad shapes as 3-note chords, and then you get that little wrap-up statement at the end, Just kind of brings it all together with some arpeggio concepts. And now that you've got all this to work on, get into it, learn the shapes, learn the grips, practice it, turn a metronome on so it's, really in time, and then, maybe start trying to fool around with it and create some little, major 1-4-5 riffs that you can have based off of these chord types. But we're not exactly done yet, because on the part 2 video for this over on Patreon, what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert all these triads and the little wrap-up statement that I did for the 2-part study here we're doing. I'm going to convert everything to minor. So we'll go over the minor concepts of what the shapes look like, how to approach all that stuff. It'll be basically very similar to what we just did. But the other thing that we're going to be doing is I've got an application exercise for you that's going to take this into a music style where you hear triads like this played all the time. I bet you can guess what style of music that is a hint at the start of the lesson with that short piece that I played. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up for you now. You can catch the part 2 video over on Patreon. Once again, the address over there is patreon.com/Creative Guitar Studio. I've been doing Patreon now for like 4 years. There are tons and tons of lessons. In fact, I think there's close to 400 lessons over there on Patreon now. It's a great site, great company to deal with, and I got nothing but good things to say about them. Also, hey guys, listen, if you want to learn your neck and understand your guitar to a totally new level, go and check out my membership website. It's over at creativeguitarstudio.com. It's a different website than Patreon, but over on my website with the lessons on it, I've got all of my life's work for guitar training. It's been something I've been working on for many, many years now. If you want to take my full introductory course, get the basics down if you're a beginner, it's going to help you tons. There's an intermediate program and an advanced guitar course on there. Plus there's mini electives as well. So if you want to study like acoustic guitar, rhythm guitar, if you want to study my soloing course, guitar technique, there's a songs program over there. I got some master classes on there, ear training, music reading. Go and check it out. There are a ton of lessons over there. Also, hey, if you're kind of short on cash and you don't have a lot of money right now, check out the free side. There's hundreds of lessons on my website for free. So you guys, who maybe can't afford it right now, at least you can go and start working for free. I've got a beginner program on there and a bunch of other lessons. There's a YouTube archive with 6 years worth of YouTube lessons on there, handouts, MP3 jam tracks. There's tons of stuff. Go check it out. The website's called creativeguitarstudio.com. And once again, for the part 2 video for this lesson, it's going to be on Patreon, and that address is patreon.com/creativeguitarstudio. Well, I hope that you signed up as one of my $15 a month Patreon members, because if you are, you're going to get to watch a bonus video for the second half of this lesson. And in the bonus part 2 video, I'm going to change the chord quality of the triad exercise and show you how to take the examples over to minor. I've also included a demo riff on the Patreon lesson that uses the triad patterns in one of the most popular music styles that you'll hear triads performed in. Plus, as a Patreon member, along with that bonus video, you'll get a jam track, and you'll also get to download a detailed PDF handout that shows you all the examples in both music notation and in tab. Plus, it also includes a number of additional tips and explanations that you don't get in the video lessons. So head over to my Patreon and become a $15 a month supporter today at patreon.com/creativeguitarstudio. And guys, if you want to help support the channel even further, check out our Teespring store. The link is located inside the top pinned comment below. The store has all kinds of great guitar designs on t-shirts, sweaters, bags, hats, and coffee cups. All the designs and the prints are top quality. In fact, I'm wearing one of the shirts right now. Let me tell you, the fabrics and the prints are just fantastic. Go and check out the store, and if you're a member of the website, use your Creative Guitar Studio coupon code to get your members discount at checkout on Teespring. Now, if you found this video helpful, make sure you leave your comments and give the video a thumbs up below. And remember, if you're looking for a step-by-step guitar program that puts real tested methods into a proven guitar course, not just random YouTube videos, it's all available over at creativeguitarstudio.com. Plus, you're going to want to make sure you're seeing all my guitar lessons here on YouTube. So go and turn on those notifications, ring the bell, and subscribe to the channel. All right, guys, I'll be back here again real soon with another video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now. I have over 30 years experience teaching guitar, and I've written a well-organized step-by-step guitar course. Head over to my website at creativeguitarstudio.com and sign up for a free membership today. Join the thousands of members worldwide who have already enrolled. There's no need to learn the guitar on your own. Let me help you become the best guitar player you can be.